Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Big Four Podcast. This is not the CAA podcast. We will not talk about Maine football. We will talk about Division 1A, Bull Division, college football. And we're going to start with picks. As you can see, Luke has a 12-game lead over me, 6-game lead over Chris. Let's go into the first game. Miami at Boston College.
I'm rolling with Miami in this game. You're a better football team. That's false. No, they're going to win. Miami. No, they're not. BC, because they're the better football team. BC, because Adazio is the best coach in Division 1.
Well, I mean, this is a tough one. Miami has struggled against pro-style offenses. They made Alex Hornibrook look like Steve Young out there in the Orange Bowl. They're gonna make Anthony Brown look like Drew Brees out there. Give me Boston College in a blowout.
Anthony Brown is better than Alex Hornibrook.
No, he isn't.
Yes, he is.
Until he proves it. Until he proves it on Friday night. Number 20, Wisconsin at Northwestern.
So Northwestern will play up to the competition. This will be a very good game, but I trust Wisconsin in big games.
What? What?
I trust Wisconsin in big games. I'm going with Wisconsin.
How is this a big game?
This is a big game.
No, it's not. Oh, the West. Big deal.
Well, I'm telling you, Iowa's going to win the Big Ten championship. So, the West is a big deal. All right, Northwestern's last two games to be last in overtime and beat Rutgers by 3. So I'm going to go with Wisconsin. Yeah, they're just the better team. So I'm picking Wisconsin.
No. You guys are all wrong. Northwestern is at home, which gives them absolutely no home field advantage, but that's okay. Because they've got the best quarterback in the Big Ten, Clayton Thorson. All he does is he makes all the throws that everybody should make, but doesn't make. He's a really good quarterback. If you remember a couple of years ago, Northwestern went into Madison and won 13-9. The year after that, they almost upset Wisconsin at home. And last year, they almost upset Wisconsin on the road. Pat Fitzgerald knows how to win against Wisconsin. I've got Northwestern 21-17. Okay, Purdue at Michigan State.
Even though with all the injuries, Michigan State, they're a better team. They'll bounce back after a tough loss this week.
Yeah, with Rocky Lombardi at quarterback.
Yep, I will take them over. I'll take him over David, whatever his last name is.
That is ridiculous.
I will.
David Blow is better than Dwayne Haskins.
Purdue is just not a good football team.
What are you talking about?
They blew out Ohio State. They're just not a good football team. You can't say all the problems that Ohio State has.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm going with Michigan State. It's going to be a blowout, too.
Oh, boy.
This is your logic. Oh, they're not good, but they just beat the, number 3 team in the country by a blowout. But they're not good.
But Ohio State has a lot of problems. They're not the third best team in the country. Ohio State. That's all it is.
You picked Ohio State to win.
What?
You picked Ohio State to win last week.
I did pick Ohio State to win last week. Because Purdue's not a good team.
Yes, they are. Oh, my gosh, that's ridiculous.
I'm taking Purdue.
Yeah, I am too. Michigan State literally is on their scrubs right now. So.
Wait, is Tom Izzo going to the game?
I think he's got practice to attend to. Alex, who do you got?
I got Purdue because Michigan State again is on their scrubs right now. So there's no way they're winning.
No excuses.
Luke, I thought you were going to talk about the cancer patient. Well, I am not.
That's bullshit, by the way. That is bullshit.
You're a terrible person.
You're Jeremy, calm down, please.
Terrible person.
That's gonna be Ohio State's new strategy. We're gonna bring a terminally ill fan.
No.
We're playing. Then we will never lose.
That's just not okay. That's just not okay.
Let's relax here.
Well, our quarterback looks like a cancer patient out there, the way he's throwing the football. Luckily, he will not be playing in this game. We got Rocky Lombardi at quarterback. I don't think we'll get a first down the entire game. I think Purdue's going to... I got Purdue winning 20-3. I think our defense will show up. Our offense will not show up. I've got Purdue winning. And we are on our way to 5-7. There's no doubt about it.
I got 9-3.
Oh my God. Now, we could beat Ohio State and go 6-6, but I don't know about... We can't beat any other team on our schedule.
Oh, yeah, you can beat Ohio State, but you can't beat Rutgers?
No, we can beat Rutgers. We're going to go 6-6. If we beat Ohio State. If we don't beat Ohio State, we'll go 5-7. All right, number 2, Clemson at Florida State.
Clemson, just a superior team. I'll go with Clemson.
All right, that's enough.
This is my upset of the week. Florida State.
That's a great pick. Well, he's up 12 games. He's up 6 games. He can do whatever the heck he wants to do.
That is terrible.
Yeah, almost as bad as your Tennessee pick last week.
Clemson's only 14-point favorites. Alabama was 29-point favorites.
I got Clemson. They're like the hottest team right now. They're one of the hottest teams.
Well, I feel like I can gain a game on Luca on this one.
I had a tough time picking Willie Taggart, too, from MSU. He's a terrible coach, so.
Chief Osceola will plant a stake. Just like he plants a stake in midfield, Trevor Lawrence will plant a stake in Florida State's hearts. Clemson wins on a Hail Mary at the end of the game. 42-38, Clemson. Texas Tech at Iowa State.
Texas Tech. They're nasty. They're going to win the conference. And they're nasty. So I'm taking Texas Tech. And Cliff, we trust.
And Matt Campbell, we trust. Matt Campbell's going to get the job done for Iowa State.
Give me Iowa State.
Iowa State.
Yeah, I don't like Texas Tech. They're average at best.
Oh, really?
They're 6.
Kansas this weekend.
They just screamed 5-7. Texas Tech.
The worst team in Division I.
Nope.
Well, Texas Tech has one good win all year against Houston. Iowa State has a bunch of good wins this year. And they've had a couple tough losses. Oklahoma State is awful.
They're a good team.
Awful.
They are a good team.
And Iowa State has got Brock Purdy at quarterback, who is nasty. I'm going to go with the Cyclones. Final score of 35-0. Number 9 Florida versus number 7 Georgia in Jacksonville.
All right. Georgia is overrated. Florida is underrated. So, therefore, I will take Florida.
You are still an idiot. I'm picking Georgia because they're a much better team.
They are not a better team.
And you are just Felipe Franks, really?
Felipe, he's okay. But let me tell you, Dan Mullen is a superior coach.
Win big games.
He's going to have them ready to play.
Okay does not win big games.
It's not even going to be close. 27-6.
Well, Florida already beat LSU this year, so.
Yeah, 27-6 Florida.
Luke.
I don't really care. You can give me whoever you want.
All right. No, we're going to put you down as a no pick here.
Florida. Give me Florida. They beat Joe Burrow. That means they're nasty.
Florida is a nasty team. They are a really good football team. The only loss is to a terrific Kentucky team at home. This is a toss-up for me. Georgia's a 7-point favorite. Just because of that, I'm going to roll with Georgia. This one's going to be close. I'm going to go with like 31-28. Georgia. Number 18, Iowa. At number 17, Penn State.
Oh, boy. Is this their whiteout game? Screw it.
This is
I'm
their
taking Iowa.
blue out game.
Penn State is collapsing. Give me Iowa, the winner of the West.
Wait, where's the game? Penn State?
Yeah.
Now, as much as James Franklin's going to do everything in his power to choke this game away, and he will, I'm picking Iowa. Nate Stanley is absolutely filthy.
This is the game of the week right here. This is the game of the week.
Wait, Luke, who did you pick?
I haven't picked yet.
Okay, pick.
Well, Iowa's not at home, so they won't have little children waving down at them. So I think I'm going to have, but they are on a good win streak, but they haven't beat anybody. Only lost to Wisconsin. I'm going to go with Penn State because they don't have any cancer patients waving to them.
Well, how do you know? I heard
Iowa's not at home.
I heard
They don't have any.
I heard Joey Julius is on his deathbed and he wants Penn State to win.
I'm going to take Penn State.
So you're changing your so you're taking Penn State.
Taking Penn State.
Okay. This is Penn State's blue out game. It's their blue out game because they're going to blow out Iowa. Because Iowa is going 7-5. I don't care what anybody says. Penn State 45-20 over Iowa, who's a complete fraud in the Big Ten. Complete fraud. Just complete fraud. Number 21, UCF at Houston. Houston's a 7.5-point favorite.
USF, right? USF?
USF.
Okay.
Blake Barnett.
Yeah, I'll take Houston. I don't like USF or any team that is ranked that is out of the Power 5, so I'll take Houston.
Yeah, I like Houston as well because I think Charlie Strong is a terrible coach.
He's a great coach. He's got one of the best winning. He's got one of the best winning percentages since he got to Tampa.
Oh, boy.
I'm taking USF.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Well,
Because I've had them ranked in my top 15 all year.
it's a good pick. I'm going to go with Mike Leach in Houston because I'm a big Washington State Cougar fan. I cannot go against the team with the word Cougar in their name. Give me Houston in a blowout. Houston Cougars. Number 12.
Major Applewhite, the coach, Major Applewhite.
Yeah, he's awful. Number 12, Kentucky at Missouri.
I'm going to continue to pick against Kentucky, even though it's really hurt me every week, so I'll go with Missouri.
You know what the definition of insanity is, right?
No. This is
Alright, well.
Missouri is actually favored by 7 points.
I'm not picking Missouri because they are terrible. Give me Kentucky. They're the surprise of the year. And they're going to keep rolling. Number 1 in the SEC East right now.
Okay.
I'm going to take Kentucky beat Murray State 48-10. That's why they're going to beat Missouri. Give me Kentucky.
Logic.
Well, Missouri almost lost to Purdue, and they're 0-3 in the SEC right now. But Kentucky, if you stop Kentucky's running game, they can't do anything. Missouri's just going to put up too many points. Give me Mizzou. Give me the Tigers. Go Tigers. Number 14, Washington State at number 24, Stanford. You can catch this game on the Pac-12 network for some
that is
reason.
terrible. Oh my God! They have a ranked game on the Pac-12 network.
Yep, I remember a couple years ago in 2016, they had Michigan State and Wisconsin, which was like a number 10 and number 12 on the Big Ten network. I remember that. This is a big game.
Well, I'm going with Stanford because Washington State is a fraud.
Oh, you're kidding me. That is absurd!
Uh-oh, here it comes, Chris.
Gassed up for last week.
How? How?
They're falling.
How do you get up 27-0 and be a fraud?
Stanford is the better team. They're a better football team.
What? Stanford got blown out by Utah. It's a team that Washington State beat soundly.
Nope, sorry. Stanford's a better football team. They're going to win this game.
I'm not sorry, because that was the most absurd pick of the night right there. Who do you guys have?
Washington State. Are you kidding me, Mike? I'm with you. I'm all over them right now.
I got the... Yep, that's right. The Apple Cup will decide the Pac-12 North for the third straight year.
They are absolutely nasty.
Luke, who do you got?
They got their signature home win, and now they're going to get their signature road win. I got Washington.
Wazoo!
Great pick. Great. Mike Leach. What a job he's done with this team that wasn't supposed to do anything. This team was supposed to go 5-7, and they already have 6 wins on the year.
Is it?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. You look at Stanford, they're just not a good football team. I don't even know why they're ranked. They got blown out by Utah. They're just not a good football team at all. Blown out by Notre Dame. They should have lost to Oregon. They're not a good football team at all.
Will have the coaching advantage. David Shaw is much better than Mike.
No, Mike Leach will have the coaching advantage in this game. What has David Shaw done in like 5 years? Ever since he went to that Rose Bowl, he hasn't done anything. Absolutely nothing.
Model for consistency.
Model of 8-5, yeah. That's a great model.
Nope, sorry. He's always ranked like 12th every year in the year.
Stanford went 9-5 last year. How do you go 9-5? That's the most Stanford year of all time. Whatever. I mean, Washington State, Gardner Minshew, the best quarterback in the country, number 1 in yards, number 1 in touchdowns. This team showed how dominant they were by getting out to that 27-0 lead. Bunch of garbage time points from Justin Herbert in the second half. Didn't matter. Washington State will go in to Stanford and not only win, they will win pretty soundly, I would say. And remember, if you remember last year, Stanford went into Pullman and lost 24-21 with Luke Falk. Luke Falk beat them last year. And Gardner Minshew is 10 times better than Luke Falk. Give me Wazoo. I'm going to go 35-21. Okay. Texas A&M at Mississippi State.
What? I did not hear you.
Texas A&M at Mississippi State.
Who at Mississippi State?
Texas A&M.
Oh, Texas A&M, Mississippi State. I'm going to trust Jimbo Fisher, and I'll take Texas A&M.
I'm going to take Texas A&M because Mississippi State's bad.
That's my reason, too. I think Mississippi State's bad.
Oh, yeah? Joe Moorhead is going to make Jimbo Fisher look like Jeff Fisher in this game. Give me Mississippi State protecting the home field. Even though I like Texas A&M, I like Mississippi State a little bit. They have the best defense in the SEC. Give me Mississippi State. Texas at Oklahoma State.
Listen, this happens a lot. Saturday Night Football goes to these, these decent...
These trash...
these decent Power 5 teams. The average to decent Power 5 teams.
Yeah, the team that barely beat Kansas.
We see it happen all the time. We saw it with Iowa and Michigan a couple of years ago. We saw it just this past weekend. Ohio State, Purdue.
No, Purdue's actually a top 10 team. I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
Purdue will finish the year. Purdue will go 9-3.
I will take Oklahoma State. This happens all the time.
Taylor Cornelius?
Hyped up for that game. Yeah.
Better than Mason Rudolph?
No.
All right, say it with me. Say it with me.
Texas is back.
Texas is
Texas is back.
back. Texas is back. Texas is back. Texas is back.
Texas is back.
Exactly, Mike. Texas is back.
This is why these things take 4 hours, because Luke just goes on these rants like that. Texas is back. I hate to say it, but they're back. I have Texas.
Give me the Pokies! Because Justice Hill. Give me the Pokies. 51-49.
Texas is back.
Okay, we're done with the picks. Let's move on to some games. Michigan takes care of Michigan State 21-7. Michigan the favorite in the Big Ten East, and is Michigan State done?
Well, I don't know how much to take away from this, because Michigan State was really, playing with half their team. So, after the Ohio State game, I would say Michigan is the favorite, but it's all going to come down to Michigan-Ohio State at the end of the year. That's all that's going.
It will not come down to that game. Ohio State will be eliminated by then.
Really? By who?
By Michigan State.
Upset. All right.
Ohio State's still a favorite. Michigan has a tough schedule left. They play Penn State, and they also have to play their biggest rival, Rutgers. I'm gonna take Ohio State. Still as the favorite.
This game was embarrassing for Michigan State. Embarrassing.
It was.
They go out there before the game with this Bush League thing. They went up and down the field. And then rightfully so, Devin Bush goes out and scrapes the logo. And Mark D'Antonio is in the back smiling. There's video evidence. He's back there smiling. It's embarrassing for Michigan State. It's a terrible look. They go out there and lay an egg. Their quarterback, 5 for 25 for 66 yards. Embarrassing. Michigan is the favorite in the Big Ten East as of right now. But we don't know. We can't factor in the Michigan choke yet. They haven't done it yet. It might be coming. But this Michigan State team, they're a good football team. They're going to come back. But this is embarrassing this weekend, and I'm tired of the excuses for Michigan State fans. You guys
What excuses? What excuses?
No, you guys complain about Michigan fans making excuses all the time.
No. What excuses have you been hearing?
The worst I've ever seen it. You guys are making so many excuses.
What excuses are you talking about?
I don't care about all your injuries.
I don't care about the injuries either. I don't know what you're talking about.
You guys, we're talking about all your injuries.
It comes to a point where when you have your best corner at wide receiver. That's
I don't care.
it comes to a point.
No excuses.
Imagine Chase Winovich at wide receiver.
It's just like Chase Winovich said. Sometimes you got to put your little brother in place.
Okay. I'm happy for Michigan. I know this was their Super Bowl, and they celebrated like it was their Super Bowl.
Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, Jim Harbaugh was crying in the locker room after the game. This was his Super Bowl.
Michigan State is the second biggest rival. Michigan State's season depends.
No, it's okay. Admit it. This was their Super Bowl.
No.
This was their.
Michigan
They
State.
acted like it was their Super Bowl.
If you want to hear the beginning of the season goals for both teams, Michigan's goal is to win a national title. Michigan State's goal is to beat Michigan.
No,
They go 1-11.
no.
No, that's what it is.
That's ridiculous.
Win a national title when they haven't won the Big Ten.
Yeah, we've got three.
Unrealistic or not, Michigan State's goal every year is to beat Michigan. They go 1-11.
We've got 3 Big Ten championships, and was robbed of a 4th Big Ten championship in the same span where Michigan hasn't done anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
Michigan State's made the playoff. Michigan State hasn't.
I don't know
whose goal is to win a national championship.
Michigan State fans would rather go 1-11 and beat Michigan than go
No.
1-1.
No, that's just ridiculous.
That is what Michigan
That
State
is
fans did.
ridiculous.
This was their Super Bowl and they lost. So their season
This was your Super Bowl! Harbaugh was in the locker room crying after the game. Because he knew if he... Chase Winovich after the game, all emotional. This was his Super Bowl too. This was their Super Bowl. This was their Super Bowl. Every Michigan fan was doing the same thing. They were all...
No, they weren't.
Yes, they were. And you can deny it all you want.
That's all it means.
Listen, I'm happy for Michigan. I'm happy for Harbaugh. Everybody talks crap about him. He's an elite coach in this sport. And I know all the... I know...
Coach D'Antonio this weekend. He did.
Well...
That's his job.
Coach D'Antonio, whatever. The before the game antics, whatever. I mean, we do that before every game.
No, that's complete BS.
We went up
you
to
go half the field to the other team.
Enough with that BS. Enough with the BS. Can we just admit both coaches are wrong in this one? We had one of our assistants go up to Michigan and say, "Get your ass off the field," because this is what we do before every game.
No.
And what did Michigan do?
As Jim Harbaugh said, it could have been a lot worse than it was.
Oh, but Jim Harbaugh hyped it up. Oh, they were clotheslining our players. Oh yeah, they were clotheslining your players. Hell yeah, they were really clotheslining them. Oh yeah.
They were out there shoving Michigan players all over the place.
Oh please, that's ridiculous.
It's Bush League.
Oh, it's Bush League.
It's standing back there.
We do that before every single game. Every single game.
Doesn't matter.
Harbaugh seen it himself.
Watching his players go shove Michigan players for the game.
No. Do not act like Michigan had all their players warming up. There's about 5 people on the entire field that were Michigan people. The rest, I don't know where they were. Maybe in the locker room. They were looking for a fight. No, they were not warming up. That's ridiculous. The team was not out there. There were about 4 players in total. God, what are you talking about? Get your facts right.
That's Bush League.
Oh, enough with the D'Antonio smile thing. Who cares if he was smiling? I'd be smiling too if my players were fighting. That stuff's funny. That's funny.
That's the difference. I will give Harbaugh credit.
No.
Mark D'Antonio is not a champion.
Harbaugh's a lunatic. He would have done the same thing. He's an absolute lunatic. I've seen Harbaugh.
Harbaugh is a championship caliber coach. He's not a great in-game coach, but he is more championship caliber than Mark D'Antonio.
Oh yeah, that's why Mark D'Antonio's got.
Watching them fight and laughing.
Oh yeah, that's why Mark D'Antonio has 3 Big Ten championships to Harbaugh's 0, and he has 2.
Yeah, he's been there for 3 years.
Well, in the same 3-year span, he's still got a Big Ten championship, smart ass. God, give me a break. That's ridiculous.
Chris, the one championship Jim Harbaugh's been to was the Super Bowl, and he lost.
I think I saw Harbaugh show more emotion in this game than in Super Bowl after he lost. After the game, crying in the post game like a little baby.
Well, we all know the Super Bowl he handed the game to his brother because he wanted his brother to win.
Right. And if you look at it, Devin Bush, I thought it was funny, him stomping on the field. It only hurts him. His draft stock goes down. That's fine. It's fine with me. I'm happy for that.
That is just ridiculous.
Nope. NFL teams are going to look at that and be like, what the heck is that? And 100% they will.
Look at the past video. Look at the Bush League crap that Michigan State did for
Oh my God, that was not Bush League. We do that every game, smart ass. Every game.
Why don't you come out like 10 minutes late then?
What?
I said, why the players come out later than normal then?
They didn't come out later than normal. They told Michigan, the 4 Michigan players that were on the field, get off the fucking field, because we're doing our normal thing. I saw it at the Arizona State game. We did it then. We do it every single game. Every single game. They know what was coming. They knew what was coming.
They waited until the Michigan players got out there, and then they went out.
No! Michigan players weren't even out there. There were 4 of them. There are 70 players on the entire roster. And 4 of them were on the field. I haven't even got to the game yet.
Dreamed up by D'Antonio, who was sitting there.
Oh, yeah. Who cares? He's earned the right to smile. Give me a break.
Oh, he does the right.
Who cares? Who cares?
Chris, you get mad at San Antonio earlier in the year for being a grump, and now you think he's bad because he's smiling.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You can't have it both ways.
No, I didn't say anything about being a grump. Colin Coward.
You can't have it. No, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both
No,
ways.
I didn't say that. Colin Coward said that.
Oh, please. You echoed the same thing. Please. Now let me get to the game because we spent about 10 minutes on this BS. It was embarrassing the way our offense performed. I'm not going to lie. I don't care if you're facing Michigan. I don't care if you're facing the 1985 Bears. 94 yards of offense is embarrassing. Embarrassing. LeBron Lewerke, his arm could have been falling off. He still wouldn't have went 5 for 25. I could have went 5 for 25 throwing lefty. Now, did it hurt? If he was healthy, would we have won the game? Probably. But I'm not trying to make excuses because
thoroughly dominated.
we still should have won this football game. And I don't care what anybody says. We had opportunities. Our defense is elite. They're one of the best defenses in the Big Ten. Are they as good as Michigan? No. But they're still in that category. They're still an elite defense. Michigan averaging over 40 points a game. We held them to 21. That's pretty good. Plus our punter. Plus our punter was awful again, averaging about 30 yards a punt. Michigan got it at midfield about every possession, just like I predicted. But my gosh, our offense was awful, defense was good. And when it was 7-7 and Kari Willis almost had that pick inside the Michigan 20, if he picked that off, we get a field goal. Completely different game, you never know. But it didn't happen. And yes, Harbaugh had a really good plan on offense. Just run the football, tire out this defense, which was stout for most of the game, but once they got tired, they let up a little bit. But I'm happy the way our defense played. I am embarrassed the way our offense played. You let somebody come in here and stomp on your field, and then you do that. I mean, it's embarrassing. Embarrassing.
You gotta be impressed with Karan Higdon too. A lot of people are
No,
comparing this game.
I'm not impressed with Karan Higdon at all.
Well, people are talking about how he was just performing against bad teams. This is one of the best rush defenses in the country, and he went out and dominated them.
Yeah, because they won the time of possession by like 20 minutes. By the end of the game, he was rushing all over the place. I mean, it's ridiculous.
He's
But
a great back. Great back.
Once Felton Davis got injured, I knew the game was over, but it didn't matter because we still should have had more than 94 yards of total offense. We need to fire our entire offensive staff. D'Antonio needs to get a grip because if he doesn't, we're going to keep losing to Michigan. It's as simple as that. Okay, I'm done with this. Let's move on. Purdue blows out Ohio State 49-20. What is wrong with Ohio State?
Ohio State will figure it out. They'll be okay. They have the talent, but they don't have a lot of time. Let's just say that. They don't have a lot of time. They still play Michigan State. They still play Michigan, of course, which might decide the playoff. Might decide who makes the playoff.
No.
And they have to fix their issues now. It's a one-dimensional offense, and it is a defense that couldn't stop Purdue. You got to get your stuff together, and if they don't, then they're going to be looking at a game against Michigan. It doesn't even matter. So they better get their act together.
You're like the classic overreactor. Everything that was wrong just came all at once. It's like absolute crap. Everything will be perfectly fine.
Oh, you think he's an overreactor? You should hear my take on this.
I'll let Luke go first. But then
Yeah, Luke, you go.
No, Mike, you go.
Okay, I'll go. Yep. I mean, we're all gonna say Ohio State's fine, but let's face it, Purdue is just a better football team. They outdid Ohio State in every single category. And I don't care what you said. I don't care what you say. Purdue is a better football team. They have a better quarterback. Don't at me. Better running back.
Oh boy.
Better wide receivers. Better defense overall. Purdue is a terrific football team, and I wouldn't be surprised if they go 9-3 this year after starting 0-3. I would not be shocked at all because this team is really good.
The
They've got a terrific head coach. Their defense is stifling when they're on. And their offense just puts up a ginormous amount of points. As for Ohio State, they're in big trouble. Oh, Urban Meyer just does not look like he wants to be there. Haskins is carrying this team. If Dwayne Haskins gets injured, Tate Martell comes in. Tate Martell might be great. But they are really, it's all Dwayne Haskins right now. And yes, their offense is one-dimensional. And the reason why is because they don't have a running threat from the quarterback position. So when they do that fake read option, they give it off every time. And they're ready. The other team's ready for it. Haskins has got to pull it out once in a while and move. Ohio State's vulnerable. They're going to lose in East Lansing in a couple weeks, and that'll mean the Ohio State-Michigan game won't mean anything at the end of the year. Ohio State is just, they're a 9-3 football team right now.
Well, it won't mean anything in the context of the Big Ten, but it could mean something for Michigan, if that's the case.
Oh, please. And then Michigan would choke that game away. I wouldn't be shocked.
What?
No, I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan choked that game away.
Yeah, neither would I, obviously.
Mike is 100% right. Mike is 100% right with the running game. We can't run the ball because they're stacking 6 to 8 people they're putting more people in the box than we can block because they know Dwayne Haskins not going to keep the ball. We got to switch from that for the running game. But the big problem, I've been saying it all year, is we cannot tackle. We can't tackle. The defense cannot tackle anybody. I've never seen a worse tackling team than Ohio State. So the linebackers are horrible. The defensive line is horrible. Nick Bosa is gone. We have players. They just need to learn how to play. No one can tackle. Play sums it up when Rondell Moore, Jones, whatever his name is, caught that ball.
Cardale Jones.
Just ran away into the touchdown. He's a 5'9". It's unacceptable. But
He chose Purdue. He chose Purdue over Bama.
What?
He chose Purdue over Bama.
What?
Rondale Moore chose Purdue over Bama.
Yeah, I know. And Ohio State.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer has a bye week. We will come back, crush Nebraska. We'll come back, we'll crush Michigan State.
Oh.
Crush Indiana.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
And then Michigan will come, and Daddy will remind them who's really runs the family.
Well, I think you're dead wrong. Ohio State is going to crumble and fall apart. I said they would get blown out of Purdue, and they did. I've been right about Ohio State all year long.
Yeah, well, we don't have a totally petition going against us. That should be illegal. That is unfair.
Oh, God. Okay, we're good with this topic. Wazoo defaces Oregon 34-20. Justin Herbert had 7 passing yards with 34 seconds left in the first half. Is Wazoo a true contender?
No, they were all gassed up for this game.
Oh, enough with the gassed up. What are you talking about?
They showed up. They played well, but they'll be out of the rankings in a couple weeks.
Oh, baloney.
Yeah, for real, that was impressive. That might have been the most impressive win of the week.
Tim Brando was blown away.
They're not contenders just because everyone else is so good.
Okay.
Notre Dame's good, Alabama's good, LSU, Georgia, Ohio State, Michigan are all better than them. Clemson. The Pac-12 is not going to get a team into the playoff again.
I know. That's true. So, Mike Leach, what a job! Like I said before, Mike Leach has done just an amazing job. Is Wazoo a true playoff contender? No. Are they a Pac-12 contender? Absolutely. After they beat Stanford this week, they have 2 hard games left on the schedule. Stanford, and they stay home against Washington. They've got Washington at home for the Apple Cup. And they've got the best quarterback Mike Leach has had since Graham Harrell at Texas Tech. He's got a terrific quarterback. Gardner Minshew II, transfer from East Carolina, done a terrific job. One of the best. I'm calling it. He's the best quarterback in the country. I don't even care about Tua. Don't give me Tua. Give me Gardner Minshew II. And guess what? Gardner Minshew II chose Wazoo over Alabama in his transfer. That's how nasty he is. Wazoo they are a contender. Oregon sucks. Most overrated team in the college football. Got lucky against Washington, choked against Stanford. They're just not a good football team at all. Let's move on. LSU beats Mississippi State. Where does LSU stand in the playoff discussion?
Number one. They're gonna have to pull up a monumental upset of Alabama if they're gonna have a chance.
I give Coach O a shot.
Yeah, if they beat Alabama, then they're in the competition. If they don't, then they're not even gonna. They can't win the SEC championship, and they can't make playoffs. So it'll just come down to that game.
Yeah.
I'd agree with that.
But if LSU can beat Alabama, it should be if Alabama can beat LSU. Because Joe Burrow is the best quarterback in the SEC. He's better than Tua Tagovailoa. He's better than Tiamu. He's better than Strong. He's better than Fields. Better than everybody in that conference. He's better than the Florida guy. He's the best quarterback to ever come.
Okay, let's calm down. Felipe Franks is better.
What about
Felipe
Stidham?
Franks? He's better than him. And they have a stellar defense.
What about Jared Stidham? Is he better than him?
Yes, he's not even close. LSU's going to win the SEC, and they're going to make the playoff.
Okay. Yep, LSU. It's going to be the Alabama game. Can they beat Alabama? Absolutely. I think they can. They've got a good shot. In fact.
Alabama beat LSU.
Can Alabama beat LSU? Yes, they can. But here's the thing. Alabama, who have they played? The only good team in the SEC they played is Texas A&M. They have not played another good team in the SEC this year. They've got a bunch of Ole Misses and Missouris on the schedule, and Tennessee's, a bunch of mediocre teams they've played so far. This is going to be their first test of the year. What's that?
Are you talking about LSU?
No, I'm talking about Alabama.
Oh, okay.
Because the question is, can Alabama beat LSU? That's the question.
Exactly.
And LSU has just played a gauntlet schedule so far. I think they've beaten like 4 or 5 ranked teams already. I don't even
They beat Miami, they beat Auburn, they beat Florida, they beat Georgia, they beat Mississippi State.
No, they lost to Florida.
My bad.
Yeah, well, Florida's a good team. That's a good loss for them. Listen, Alabama's going to go in to the swamp, or if you want to call it the bayou, not the swamp, the bayou. And I would not be shocked if they took an L. If Joe Burrow takes them over the top, would not be surprised if Alabama lost. So yes, LSU is a true contender in the playoff discussion. All right, let's go through the best quarterbacks in each conference. All you have to do is once we get to the conference, just say who the best quarterback is. We're going to start with the ACC.
Anthony Brown.
Oh my God. Did you see his performance against Purdue?
No, I'm sorry.
He pulled a Brian Lewerke against Purdue. He went like 2 for 18.
It was between him and Trevor Lawrence, but Lawrence doesn't show me enough, so I'm going to take Anthony Brown.
That is ridiculous.
Trevor Lawrence is famous.
I'm going to go with the guy from UNC, Elliott.
Oh my God. Oh my God. What is wrong with you?
UNC's an 8-4 team.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they have 5 losses already.
UNC's an 8-4 team.
Alex.
Well, I said Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, you said Trevor Lawrence? Okay. Well, because you said Trevor Lawrence, I can't say the same quarterback twice.
DeAndre Francois.
I'm not going to say Deion. I'm going to go with Eric Dungy. He carries his team. They almost beat Clemson. They
Syracuse guy?
What?
Syracuse guy?
Yeah, the Syracuse guy, Eric Dungy. He's nasty. Okay, let's move on to the next conference. The SEC.
Oh, this isn't even a question. It's Jared Stidham.
All right, you're done. You're done talking for the night. Dude, Tua hasn't thrown a single interception this year.
Well, Tua hasn't played anybody.
Tua plays the first half every game. You have to play 4 quarters every game to be in this discussion.
I'm taking Tua. It's not even close.
Yeah, well, I'm taking Jalen Hurts.
Why?
No, I'm joking. I'm not taking Jalen Hurts.
We shouldn't even ask Luke. Everybody knows who he's picking.
What, Felipe Franks?
Joe Burrow.
Luke, are you going to say it's Felipe Franks?
Oh, the best quarterback in the SEC?
Yeah.
I was thinking about him or the guy from Kentucky. The guy from Kentucky's pretty nasty. I think I'm going to have to go with Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow. Best quarterback in the nation. He's thrown for 6 TDs, 1,500 yards. Can't beat that. 53% completion percentage. You can't get much better.
I'm going to go with a guy a little off the board. I'm going to go with Kellen Mond. He puts up good stats. Steady player, unlike Stidham, he doesn't lose the game for his team.
No, neither does Stidham. That's ridiculous.
And they're a ranked team, and they'll probably beat Auburn later this year. So
No.
Kellen Mond, the Big Ten.
This is a two-horse race, a clear two-horse race between Dwayne Haskins and Shea Patterson.
Oh my God!
But I will take Dwayne Haskins.
Shea Patterson sucks.
Haskins has been very good. Patterson has been very good.
No, he has not. He threw about 4 balls the other night that should have been intercepted.
Well, they weren't.
Don't give me that BS.
So give me Dwayne Haskins. Patterson's a close second.
I just want to point out the fact that Joe Burrow is clearly a better quarterback than Shea Patterson because he's in the SEC.
He is.
And Shea Patterson led his team to 6-6, 8-4, something like that. Joe Burrow, clearly a better quarterback than Shea Patterson. So I'm going to have to go with Tate Martell in the Big Ten. Not on a single pick.
Alex, who do you got?
Nate Stanley, baby. They're 6-1.
Yeah.
They're 6-1.
All right, can I mute you, please? He is so bad. So bad.
He's a
I'm
winner.
changing my pick. Clayton Thorson.
How is he a winner? He goes 7-5 every year.
He is the winner. With that.
They went 7-5 last year with him at quarterback.
Winner, a champion, an absolute
Oh yeah,
beast.
he's definitely a champion.
He's basically like what's his name? He's basically like the Auburn quarterback, Jarrett Stidham, because they both go 7-5 every year.
No,
I'll take Stanley over Stidham. Though.
Oh yeah, I would too. I would too.
You're asleep on Jared Stidham.
Luke changed his pick to Clayton Thorson.
I changed my pick to Clayton Thorson.
Clayton Thorson. I was gonna say Clayton Thorson, but everybody has been sleeping on David Blow all year long. This dude can throw the ball. He is nasty. He averages the most yards in the Big Ten of any quarterback besides Haskins. Got the best touchdown interception ratio. Give me David Blow. The Big 12.
This is no question. No. This is no question, and it's Alan Bowman from Texas Tech.
No.
No, it's Kyler Murray. That's not even close.
No, it's not Kyler Murray either.
Well, who is it then?
Oh, you'll find out after Luke's pick.
It's, hold on, let me get his name.
Are you thinking...
Well, 30.
Oh, that's a good one.
From Iowa State.
He is nasty. And mine was between Brock Purdy and this other guy, who is also nasty. The quarterback from Baylor, Brewer. I don't know what his first name is, but he's nasty. He has carried Baylor to a winning record in the Big 12 this year. I was going to also go with Will Grier. Will Grier's up there too.
Really good.
But it's Charlie Brewer. Charlie Brewer is nasty. Give me Charlie Brewer over Will Grier for the Big 12. The Pac-12.
This is a two-horse race between Gardner Minshew and Wilton Speight.
Oh my God.
I'll give the nod to Gardner Minshew. He's played very well.
Okay. You stole my pick.
Go ahead, Luke.
No, I gotta find this guy's name. You got it.
Yeah, I'm looking at my guy's name, too.
Is it Manny Wilkins?
Not Manny Wilkins.
Is it Khalil Tate?
I was thinking about Tate.
Oh, Khalil Tate.
No,
boy.
I got Justin Herbert. Even though they just
Are you serious? That is the worst pick I've ever heard. Worst pick of all time. Justin Herbert was 1 for 5 for 7 yards with 30 seconds left in the first half against a terrible Washington State defense.
I'm going with Chase Garbers.
Who? The Utah quarterback?
Cal quarterback.
Oh,
He beat BYU, which is something that Horny Brook couldn't do. So he's clearly the best quarterback in Pac-12.
yeah, Arizona couldn't. Khalil Tate couldn't do it either.
What's that?
Khalil Tate couldn't beat BYU either.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I was going to say Gardner Minshew the second, but I'm going to have to change my pick. I'm going to go a little off the board here. He's been good all year, a steadying force, and nobody gives him respect. I'm going to go with the person who is Wilton Speight, only 10 times better. Give me Jake Browning.
Oh, jeez.
Now, it was between him and, what's his name? Jacob Eason, his backup quarterback. Transfer from Georgia. No. But I decided to go with Jake Browning because of his 2015 or 2016 playoff performance. Give me Jake Browning. All right, let's go to the last team in the Power 6, the American Athletic.
Well, this is not a Power 6 conference. That's just ridiculous. But I'm going to go with Blake Barnett.
Really?
Well, I'm going to steal Mackenzie Milton before you guys can go. I've been hopeful.
I don't even know another American quarterback, so. Luke, who you got?
I was going to take Blake Barnett, and I was going to take Mackenzie Milton. I guess I'll have to settle for David Kendall. The guy from UConn.
Oh my God.
That's terrible. Oh, my God.
That is just awful. Wait, I'm looking this guy up. Because I know he's nasty. I'm going to go with... That doesn't look right. Give me a second. Kyle Allen. It's definitely not Kyle Allen. Whatever. The Houston quarterback. Don't even know his name because I can't look him up. Is it Quentin Dormandy or whatever? Him. Gonna go with him. All right, who will win each conference? Let's start with the group of 4. Just say who you think is going to win.
Okay, this is absurd. It's the group of 5.
It's a group of 4. We're going to start with the group of 4. Conference USA. Who will win the Conference USA?
Hold on. not yet have a pick. Give me a second.
How are you not going to go with Old Dominion?
Old Dominion's very good.
That's why they're 0. That's why they're 0-3 in conference.
I will take Rice. Rice is going to come out of the woodwork for being 0-4 in conference. They're going to come back and they're going to win it.
What a pick. What do you guys got? There's no.
Let's see. FIU is very tempting. I'm going to have to go with UAB because they didn't have a program 2 years ago. UAB.
It's a good call. Alex. Okay. I'm going to go with... I know it's going to be hard for them to come back, but I've got confidence in Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin is going to bring FAU back. I know they've had a tough start to the year, but Lane Kiffin, give me Florida Atlantic. Okay. The Sun Belt.
Are we going to pick independent conference?
The what?
Independent conference?
No.
I'll take App State.
I'll take App State.
Yeah, I'll also take App State. All right, the MAC.
The action.
Maction action.
Action.
Who you guys got?
Buffalo's very good. I like Buffalo, but Western Michigan's going to win.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'll take Western Michigan.
Well, I mean, Toledo has a rocket just placed outside the stadium. The rumor says that it is aimed at the midfield of their rival, Bowling Green. I'm going to say that rocket takes off and wins them the MAC. Give me the Toledo Rockets. Okay. The Mountain West. The Mountain West can make it a Power 7 in a couple of years.
No. I like San Diego State.
Absurd.
Air Force is okay. I'm going to have to jump in. Fresno State. Derek Carr.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Fresno State.
I'm going to go with Utah State because they've been the most dominant team all year. Just absolutely destroying competition. Give me Utah State. Let's go to the Power 6, ACC.
This will be closer. There's nobody else going to.
Closer? What are you talking about?
What?
What do you mean closer?
I said Clemson.
Oh, okay.
I think it's excusable. The ACC can have a team that wants to Old Dominion win it. So the Coastal will not win. So it's going to be the Atlantic. And Boston College is going to win.
Oh boy. Well, I don't count out Steve Adazio, but I'm going to count him out. Give me Clemson. Clemson will blow out Virginia Tech in the championship.
Don't forget about Miami.
Miami is going to lose this week. SEC.
I guess I'll take Alabama.
That's absurd. I'm thinking, why do we Joe Burrow? Joe Burrow is going to lead LSU to another conference championship. Give me LSU.
Another conference championship. Their first since like 2013.
Another one.
Okay. This is a tough one. It's a 3-horse race for me between Alabama, LSU, and Georgia, and Florida could make it a 4-horse race. I think they're a good team too. Kentucky is overrated, so not them. I'm gonna roll with Joe Burrow and the LSU Tigers. Give me Joe Burrow.
Go Tigers.
Go Tigers. The Big Ten.
I'm going to take Iowa. I'm going to stick with Ohio State.
Well, it's so tempting to pick Purdue, the way they've been playing. But in the Big Ten Championship, can Purdue stop Michigan? That's the question. I'm not sure if they can.
Have the cancer patient there to get God on their side.
Oh my God. Yeah, I'm going to go with Michigan to win the Big Ten this year. The Big 12. This is an interesting one.
Texas Tech.
No.
My hot take was Iowa State was going to run the table and win the Big 12. I'm going to stick with it. Iowa State.
Matt Campbell.
Matt Kuchar.
I think it'll be a Texas-Oklahoma Big 12 championship game. And I like the Sooners to exact their revenge. But they still won't make the playoff. Give me Oklahoma for the Big 12. The Pac-12. The Conference of Champions.
I guess I'll take Washington.
Oh, please.
I'll take
Utah.
Washington State.
Well, that's a great pick. I think it'll be the Apple Cup will decide the Pac-12 North, as it usually does. The game is in Pullman, therefore, I expect Gardner Minshew and company to win. So I think they will. Then they will face Utah in the Pac-12 championship. Utah's a good team. They've got the best defense in the Pac-12. But they don't have Gardner Minshew and Mike Leach. Mike Leach and the Washington State Cougars. Give me Wazoo.
All right, the key to that game against Utah is they have to stay balanced.
Yep, 90% pass and 10% run.
50% run, 50% pass.
Yeah, well, that's 100% stupid. Let's move on to the American Athletic Conference.
East Carolina.
I wish.
The battle, what is it? The battle for I-95,
Nope,
whatever it's called.
the war on I-4.
The war on I-4 will decide the American Athletic Conference, the West, at least the West. I think USF is going to win that.
Oh my gosh.
USF is going to win the AAC.
No. I got UCF to run the table as usual, and they will blow the doors off of USF. So I'm gonna go with UCF in the war in I-4, which is the best college rivalry game in the nation. Don't at me. Better than Michigan, Ohio State. The game's always close. That's one of the best rivalry games of all time. But USF doesn't have Quentin Flowers anymore. They've got Blake Barnett, who's a step down. So I'm going to take UCF. And then they will beat Houston in the championship game. Well, Houston is a good team, though. All right, what are your updated playoff picks?
Updated playoff pick. LSU.
Yep.
Ohio State.
Yep.
Notre Dame. And Texas. Even though I'm not picking them to win the Big 12. They're going to win. They're going to make the playoff.
So Alabama and Clemson as the givens.
Nope. Joe Burrow is going to ruin Tuscaloosa.
Just looking at Notre Dame's schedule, I don't think they're going to be left out. So I'll put them in there too. But here's the wild card, number 4. Iowa will make the playoff.
I don't know what to say.
I think what have you been smoking?
I would put a 3-loss conference champion over Iowa.
No, Iowa has a very favorable schedule after this week.
I would put Purdue over Iowa.
No,
Even if Purdue doesn't get there, I would still put them over Iowa.
They will run the table, and they will beat Michigan in the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, they're going to get blown out this week, so your point's going to be invalid. Yep. Number 1 for me, the Joe Burrow and the LSU Tigers. Number 2, the Clemson Tigers. Number 3, Notre Dame. Number 4, Alabama. They will not deserve to get in, but they will still get in because the committee is BS. Let's talk about college basketball a little bit. What are your reactions on the rankings? The first AP rankings.
They're okay. But Michigan State are about the right spot. Michigan lost a lot of guys, so that's fair. So, the thing that I look at, though, which is completely ridiculous, is the fact that Nevada is ranked in the top 10.
They return everybody from an Elite 8 team.
They got blown up by Washington in the scrimmage the other day. Let's not forget that 2 weeks from tomorrow, Michigan State will play Kansas, but that game will lead up to and come right before, because this is the most important game of the night, Norfolk State at Michigan.
Okay. Luke, I know you really care about your Ohio State Buckeyes not being ranked, right?
It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. I now have to find a team to root for other than Ohio State, just in case, just like I have Joe Burrow and LSU in football. I just don't know. We'll find out as the season goes along.
Is it going to be Virginia?
It might not be Virginia.
Okay. Well, I think the AP poll is stupid because they always put the teams with the 5-star recruits up front, and they always fall. Kentucky is always top 5, and they never finish in the top 25 ever. The past 4 years, they haven't. Duke is very similar in that way, although they do seem to get better as the year goes along. Kansas is always good, so I'm okay with that. Virginia being in the top 5. If Virginia's a top 5 team, UMBC needs to be in the top 4. Like, that's ridiculous. How do you blow out Virginia and not be in the top 5? I think the America East is very unrepresented in this top 25 ranking. Where's Vermont in here? Where's Stony Brook? Maine should have at least gotten a couple votes. I mean, come on. You look at some other teams, North Carolina's going to be good. Tennessee's a little overrated, although I think they're a good team. Virginia, like I said. Michigan State, that's about the place I'd put them. Michigan, I put Michigan a little higher, but that's fine. Kansas State, I put in the top 10. I didn't even put them over Kansas, I would say. Just based on the returning stars. You've got the best player in the country in Dean Wade. One of the best players in the country, Barry Brown. Xavier Sneed. Best coach in college basketball. Took Illinois to a national championship. Bruce Weber, the best coach in Kansas. And it's not even close. Syracuse is way too low for me. They need to be in the top 10 too. Just based on how they performed in the tournament last year. Some of these teams come out of nowhere. Like, where the heck did Oregon come from? How is Oregon going to be good now? Mississippi State? What? Mississippi State came out of nowhere. That doesn't make much sense. But besides that, the rankings are amazing. What a great AP rankings.
My one problem with the rankings, really, is just Loyola of Chicago should be ranked. The 100%
Well, they were the last team out.
I know, but they should be ranked.
No, they should be ranked. The way they performed. All right. Yep. Gonzaga should be number one. That's my next point. Gonzaga should be number one. Gonzaga's got 4 of the best players in the country. Rui Hachimura, Killian Tilly, what's his name? Josh Perkins. Just terrific players. With the best coach in college basketball in Mark Few. Mark Few is better than John Beilein, and it's not even close.
Oh, that is ridiculous.
Just what he does. John Beilein gets higher ranked recruits than he does. Way higher ranked recruits.
True. Oh, really?
That is absolutely true.
I would like you to direct yourself to Elite College Basketball's Instagram page and look at the 2019 recruit rankings and look who is number 2 on that list.
Once you start going to national championships, then the recruits start coming in. John Beilein's got a top 10. John Beilein's got a top 10 class coming in. Exactly. So, I think Gonzaga should be number 1. That's probably my main gripe. Kentucky shouldn't even be in the top 25. I don't even know why they're ranked so high every year when they always fall out of the top 25 by the end of the year. But besides that, it's great. Villanova probably should be higher after winning the national championship. Whatever.
There'll be a title rematch pretty soon into the season.
Yeah, well, nobody cares because
I don't understand why nobody cares about that game. It's ridiculous.
Because there's probably an Eagles game that day or something. Maybe a Flyers game. And there's no such thing as a Michigan basketball fan.
Oh, well, you're talking to one right now.
Okay, you're the only one I know. You and Alex are the only Michigan basketball fans I've ever seen in the history of Michigan.
I care about our basketball team more than our football team.
Well, they can't even fill Chrysler, so I don't know how they're even a good come on. And Breslin's bigger than Chrysler, and we saw that thing out for Florida Gulf Coast. Second game of the year.
They'll be selling out every game this year after what they did last year.
No, because we're a very delusional fan base, and every year we'll sell out everything. It doesn't matter what we do.
Anyway, we'll cancel all your football games. That's great.
Listen, that stadium's too big for our fans. Too big. We need to do a Pullman. We need to rebuild Spartan Stadium, make it like Washington State Stadium, 30,000. We need something like that, so that it looks.
The Patriots playing the Super Bowl at home and not selling out.
No, the Patriots and Spartan Stadium have about the same amount of capacity. Actually, okay. I think Spartan Stadium holds more than Gillette Stadium. So.
No, that's like the Patriots having the Super Bowl in Foxborough and not selling out.
No.
That's what it is.
That's ridiculous. Of course there's more Patriots fans than Michigan State fans.
No, that's Michigan State Super Bowl stuff.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Our Super Bowl is college football playoff.
Well, you're not going to make the playoff. You already have 3 losses.
Michigan is more like the second round of the playoffs. That's more what it's like. It's a big win.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I think we're done with this. Thank you, everybody, for watching, and we will see you all next time. Peace.